So today we're talking about the presidency, which is the executive branch of government. The presidency is described in Article 2 of the Constitution after they talk about Congress. Thus, we can imply that it was meant to be the second most important branch of government according to the founding fathers. So the requirements to be president are that you have to be a natural born citizen, you have to be 35 years of age or older, and a resident of the United States for at least 14 years. This is all that the Constitution stipulates. However, all of the presidents have been both male and Christian, and with one exception, they have all been white as well. Now, how one becomes president, there are a couple different ways. The first is the most obvious one, to be elected, how most presidents have become president. There's also succession. So if you are vice president and the president dies or leaves office, the vice president becomes the president and serves out the rest of the term. This wasn't always distinctly clear. It was implied in the Constitution. So the 25th Amendment, which was passed in 1967, distinctly made it clear that the vice president takes over for the president if the president decides to leave office. So if the president dies or is incapacitated or quits, the vice president will step in and stay president for as long as that first president had in their term. The last one would be impeachment. So if the president is impeached, the vice president becomes president. So the president will have certain goals. How the president brings them about, there are several different ways. Now, it's important that we are very specific here in looking at the ways that a president can pursue the policies that they want, because we often have a misperception of what the president is actually allowed to do. Now, the writers of the Constitution were very specific in what they gave the president the ability to do. So, according to the Constitution, the president can make treaties with other countries, with Native American tribes, with other nations, although all of these treaties need to be approved by Congress. They are the commander-in-chief of the military. They can appoint ambassadors, but again, all of those ambassadors have to be approved by Congress. They can appoint judges who will also need to be approved by Congress. And then finally, it says that they can take care that the laws be executed. Now, what this means has been up for debate in some points in history, but in general, it's said to mean that they can make the decisions that specifically apply to how laws are applied and executed. So if there's any ambiguity, the president theoretically gets to be the leader there. They can also veto laws from Congress. Remember that the final step to a bill becoming a law is that it goes to the president's desk and they either sign it or veto it. Now, you might notice something. It's that the president is missing the ability to actually make laws. Can the president make a law? Well, it's kind of complicated. They can use executive orders, which is basically the idea that the president, because they are head of the executive branch, they are the head of all of the government departments that are based in the executive branch. So that would be the State Department, the Department of Commerce, the Department of Energy, etc. All those cabinet departments, the president is in charge of. Now, executive orders have become kind of under fire in the last 10 years because many people claim that Obama did more executive orders than anyone else. Then people claim that Trump did the same thing. It's been claimed, including in the AP textbook, it says that executive orders have been increasing. That is not true. A couple examples of executive orders have been that President Obama's famous Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival program expanded legal status to thousands of undocumented children. So this was a very wide-ranging executive order and was very contentious at the time. It was challenged in the Supreme Court and ultimately approved, but not without some scrutiny. And then Donald